If you're not getting investor meetings, you're probably blaming your network. But the real problem is that investors don't even know you exist yet. And that's not a connections problem, that is a positioning problem. Hi, I'm Shayna Davis, and I make founders fundable. So today I'm going to share with you the three things that you have to know in order to be able to get an investor meeting as a tech founder. And the first thing that I want to point out is that investors don't discover founders, they confirm them. What you need to know here is that by the time an investor agrees to actually meet with you, they've already formed an opinion about you. And the founders who consistently get these types of meetings with investors, especially serious ones, they're not cold pitching their way in. They're actually showing up in the places that investors are already paying attention to long before they ever ask for the meeting. And if you're invisible in those places, no amount of outreach that you can send on LinkedIn, or even if you have their email address or you're going to their contact form on their website, is going to fix that for you. So I want to give you the comparison of two different founders. You can take two founders, they send the same cold email to the exact same investor. And one, they've been publishing their point of view on LinkedIn for weeks, right? Like their associates have flagged different things to them on LinkedIn and they've been showing up there for weeks. And then the other one, they haven't posted anything in 8 months, right? And LinkedIn is just one way that they are looking you up. So you have the exact same email, completely different outcomes. So we have to realize that the meeting, it's not actually one in the inbox. It's actually one way before the email is actually sent. Point number two, your positioning determines whether investors think you're worth their time. Investors, they are allocating an asset that they can't get back, and that's their time. And before they decide whether or not they're going to give that time to you, they're asking one question and one question only. And they're asking, does this founder belong in the category that they're claiming? Right? They're going to look you up. They're going to look up the category that you're in. They're going to assess whether or not that's a category that they're interested in investing at this time. But then you have to be able to immediately answer the question that you actually belong in that category and that you are taking up space in that category. And if your positioning doesn't answer that question clearly, and your positioning doesn't answer that question quickly, then the default answer is going to be no. No, I'm not giving you my time. And most founders, they have not done the work to make sure that that answer is obvious before they start reaching out. So think about a founder who is building some new tool and they reach out to I don't know, a fintech focused VC. The investor, they pull up their LinkedIn or they pull up their website, and the headline says CEO at ABC tech company. There's no category, there's no point of view, there's actually no signal at all that the founder actually understands the space better than anyone else in it. Now, if you compare that to a founder whose profile leads with a specific credible claim about where fintech compliance is, where it's broken, why it's broken, their about section on their LinkedIn doesn't read like a resume, but it actually shares their point of view about where this industry is headed and what's going to happen in order for the industry to move forward successfully, and then speaks to the product that they're building and how it's going to get them there. That's what's going to get them the meeting. That's the one that is going to get them the meeting. But the person that their LinkedIn or their website just looks bland and boring and doesn't show that they're actually taking a stake or a claim in the category that they're in, they are not going to get the meeting. And then point number three, visibility in the right places is what turns an ask into a yes. Getting investor meetings is not about being everywhere, right? Like you don't have to be at every networking event. You don't have to be at every conference. You don't have to be everywhere that you can potentially be seen, but it is about being in the specific places that your target investors pay attention to. And when they notice you, you have to be saying something worth paying attention to, right? So, one well placed article, whether it's on your LinkedIn, whether it's a podcast interview that you've either done with someone else or you have recorded yourself, one LinkedIn post that is actually circulating in the right circles is going to do you a lot more good than 50 cold emails. And the founder who gets meetings, they're the ones who have built enough of a signal trail that when they ask for the meeting, that actually feels like a natural next step instead of just a cold interruption. So you think about a founder that gets a warm introduction to a through a mutual connection, but the investor, they already recognize their name because perhaps they were on a panel that they had heard recently. That's not going to just be luck. That's actually going to be a visibility strategy that's going to make that introduction land differently than it would have otherwise. And since that investor actually heard you on that panel, they heard you on that podcast, they read the article that you wrote, they're going to be more likely to give you the meeting if you're performing well, right, than they would otherwise. So here's what I want to leave you with is that getting investor meetings, it starts well before you send the ask. So if you are heading into a raise and your visibility and your positioning aren't working yet, that's exactly what I fix. So if you click the link below in the description, you're going to go straight to my calendar. Request a call there and we can find out if what I call the funding edge, that's one of my flagship ways of working with you, is a right fit for you in your raise. So let's do everything we can to make sure that you are fundable.